Hello, welcome back to Crochet with Lulu. I'm Luann, your yarn host, and forgive me for shaking the table again. I have got to figure this out. We will work on it. I wanted to get on here and do a quick tutorial. I thought I would show you some different stitches today. I know that most of you know what a single crochet is. I'm going to start from the very beginning and do the slip knot. We're going to do single crochet, double crochet, half double crochet, and joining with the slip stitch. This is your slip knot. That is your very first thing that you do. Some like the magic ring. I like to do the good old-fashioned chain stitches when I make anything. So let's start out by just making, we'll do about 10 chain stitches. 1, 2, all you're doing is you're grabbing this hook and you're grabbing that yarn and you're pulling through. 4, I'm sorry, 3, if I learn to count. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if we're doing a project and it says do 10 chains, if you're coming back to do this, you're going to do an extra chain. Okay? So always remember that. You would do an extra chain, go back into the second, not this one, because that's the extra one you just put in. Go back into that one. Say if it's a double crochet, you're gonna grab this, go around one time, go through that loop, grab this thread, pull it back through. You have 3 loops. You may have to pull it just a little bit, but you have 3 loops. 1, 2, 3 on your hook. You grab up and you just want to go through 2, and you'll still have 2 because you gained 1 when you pulled this one through, and you reach and you pull through again. You have your first double crochet. So we're going to do that again. Yarn over, pull down, go through the second chain from the double crochet that you just done, reach up, grab the yarn, pull through, and you have 3 loops, 1, 2, 3 on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops only, yarn over and pull through 2 more. You've created your second double crochet. There's your first one and there's your second one. Excuse the noise. As you know, there's 2 Boston Terriers running amok in the living room. So I'm hoping the camera doesn't get rearranged because I finally have it fixed where I want it. Okay, yarn over, go through the 3rd chain, yarn over, pull through, and you have 3 loops. Pull through the first 2 loops, you have 2 loops. Pull through the last 2 loops, you have your 3rd double crochet. Now if you want to do a half double crochet, you yarn over, you go through this chain, you pull it through, and instead of going through 2 and 2, you're going to yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And you have created a half double crochet. Yarn over, go through your chain, pull through, and go through all 3. That's a half double crochet. Yarn over, go through your loop, pull through, you have 3 chains, pull through all 3 chains. Now, you can already begin to see the height difference. This is a little taller than this. Now, if it says to single crochet, you're gonna go through your hook, your chain first. Normally we grab this loop, but a single crochet, you go through the chain first, you grab your loop and you pull up and you have 2 loops. You yarn over and pull through both loops. That is a single crochet. Go through your chain, grab your yarn, pull through, you have 2 loops, and that's a single crochet. Go through the chain, pull through, and pull through, and you have done a single crochet. So you can already see the tail. Sometimes you'll have to kind of pull it just a little bit, but you can see the height difference. There's our double crochets, our half double crochets, and then we've got our single crochets. Now sometimes if you are in a project, and then you can just unravel it. Never cut your thread when you're crocheting until you're sure that's the stitches you want to keep, because you can normally always ravel it and go back to the very beginning. The little one bites, and she doesn't realize she's hurting Bigsby, and she hurts him sometimes, so we have to really keep a close eye out on her. But again, we'll make our slip knot. Again, it's like tying a bow in one shoelace. You've made a slip knot. Your hook. Now, talking about yarns and hook sizes. There are many different hook sizes and several yarn sizes. We will go through yarn sizes in another video, but for a lot of your thread, I use a 4.5 millimeter. That's sort of a hook that's kind of comparable to several different yarn sizes. This is a medium 4 size yarn. It is a mandala. It's the colorway Harmony. It's 100% acrylic, so it can be washed and dried in the machine. But it is okay with this size hook. You may want to use a little smaller hook, or you can use a larger hook. Now, a lot of times you will use a larger hook if your threads are thick or if you're using 2 strands, because this is just almost too big if I double strand my yarn. Double strand just means you get 2 ends of a yarn and you go through. I was trying to find the other end of this. If I didn't want it, it would be right in my way. It has been the source of my aggravation through a lot of my stuff today. Okay, I'm going to show you what a double strand would look like. You just take 2 strands of yarn and do your slip knot. And as I said, this yarn is almost too thick. Really and truly, it would not, I would be very uncomfortable crocheting 2 strands. It will do. That's a chain stitch, and that's using 2 strands. but it makes a gorgeous project. If you are doing the colorways and you're using a variegated, it's pretty. If you're using solids and you want to use a pumpkin and a brown, that would be gorgeous. The sky, like I say in my videos, the sky's the limit on what you make. This is just a standard chain. And it will ravel back out so that I can start all over again. So keep that in mind. If you are using a thick strand, you really want to use a larger hook size. But today, and this is my comfortable hook, and this is the one I use most of my larger projects. I do have the tiny hooks that I use my size 10 thread, and that's usually what I make Christmas ornaments and doilies with. Okay, again, we're gonna tie, I'm gonna lay that down. We're gonna tie a slip knot. Whatever hand you use, if you use your left or your right, all you're doing is tying a one-sided shoelace. Just think of it like that, and you're pulling the bow up just like that. You have your slip knot. You take your hook, you go through, and you just want to tighten that up just a little bit. I put it like this. Hold it how you're comfortable. I do this, and then I can pull my yarn up as I need it as I go along. Chain stitch 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now if I'm going to join with if I'm going to go in the round, or even if I'm making something square, like a granny square, I bring that up and I stick it through, and I'm going to join it with a slip stitch. That means the yarn comes through both spaces. You have your tail, and then you have your circle. And then you would just, whatever your pattern calls for, if you're going to do a double crochet, you would chain 3. 1, 2, 3. That starts your first double crochet. And then you would, remember our double crochet, you yarn over one time, go through the circle, pull it up, pull it back through, and you've got 3 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3. You yarn over, you pull through 2. Now you're going to have to move your fingers around just a little bit to grab a hold of that, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through again. That's a double crochet, so you've done 2 double crochets. Now if you're on a project that says a triple crochet, you're going to go 1, 2. You've got 3 loops on your hook. You're going to grab that yarn, pull it down, and you're going to come through here one time. So now you have 4 loops. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You are going to yarn over and pull through 2. 1, 2. You're going to pull that up because this stitch right here is going to be a little tight. You're going to pull through 2. Then you've got 2 loops left. You're going to yarn over and you're going to pull through, and there is a triple crochet. So you just have to watch what your pattern calls for. Remember, a double, you go one time, pull it through, pull it through, 2 and 2. Double one time, pull it through, 2 and 2. Double, pull it through, 3 loops on there. You pull it through the first 2, and then you pull it through the last 2. If it says single crochet, you're gonna reach and go under and grab it and pull it back through. You have 2 loops, and then you're just gonna pull it through. That's a single. A single crochet, pull it through, you have 2 loops, and you pull it through, and you have a single. If it says a slip stitch during the course of this, you're gonna go through, you're gonna pull it through, and then you're gonna pull it through, and that's a slip stitch. So we have doubles, triples, singles, and we have slip stitch. If it says to slip stitch the rest of the way, you would just go through, grab it, pull it through, pull it through. Pull it through, pull it through. Grab it, pull it through, pull it through. Single crochet, grab it, pull it through, 2 loops. And then again, never cut your thread until you're completely done, because if you make a mistake, you can always go back and ravel all your work. And then I'm going to show the front post double crochet. So we are going to start out with a chain of 11, because I'm going to use the 1 stitch to turn my work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 1 more. So I'm going to do double crochets. I'm going to go back into that first loop. Pull up. You've got 3 loops, 2 and 2. Now when we start our second row, we can start our front post double crochets. It sounds intimidating, and I was so intimidated when I first started the front post double crochets, and it's so easy. You will love the effect that it gives on your hats, your scarves, your outfits, whatever you are doing it on. You will love the effect that it has. Right now, as I said, we're doing double crochets till we get back to the end here, and then when we start our second row, our first row that we done the chain stitches was just our foundation that sets the stage for your work. This was row 1, so we're going to chain 1 and then chain 1 more to make our stitches high. Now that's our first double crochet, so we're going to come back in this one and we're going to do a front post. How you do a front post is you yarn over and you go right in, under, and behind that stitch. See your stitches? You go right under and behind that stitch. You pull your yarn through. You pull it up and you just do a double crochet. Let's do a regular double crochet in the top of that next chain or double crochet. and then we're going to do a front post in this next one. So you yarn over and see that space right in there? You're going to go behind there, you're under those stitches, and you're going to grab it, pull through. You have 3 loops. Pull through 2 and pull through 2. Double crochet in the top of that next double crochet, and then front post in the next. Very, very easy. And then we're going to double crochet in the top of that next double crochet, and then we are going to do another front post double crochet. Now you can already see the thickness of that. Let's finish this row. So we're going to finish with a front post double crochet on this row, if I don't keep splitting my yarn. This yarn does split really bad sometimes. Okay, we do a double crochet, and then our last stitch is going to be the front post double crochet. Now typically you would not want to end your row on a front post double crochet, typically, but you can. But you can see the ridges. See how pretty? Now if you wanted to continue on, you would chain 2, 1, 2, and you're going to turn your work. You're going to do a double crochet in the top of that stitch. We're starting out on a double crochet. I'm sorry. We've done our double crochet. Forgive me. We're going to yarn over and we're going to do a front post double crochet. Now, if you are doing this, most of your projects you're not going to turn like this. But if you are going in, if you're just making, say, a cup cozy, you can do that. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you will try different stitches and enjoy your work. I love you guys. Peace. Be kind to everybody.